Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. First of all, I want to thank all of you for following me. I have just reached 300 subscribers. So that's a new level. And for that, I also want to thank you by opening up to 10 topic requests. I still don't do private one-on-one sessions yet, since I'm still doing some of my own healing that I would like to finish up a little bit more before I offer one-on-one sessions. But topic requests that I can post on this channel, I would be very happy to receive. So 10 of them, I promise I will get to. And now time frame wise, that could be anywhere from like probably roughly 2 to 3 weeks. However, sometimes other stuff comes up, so it could take longer, but basically usually I would go in order, right? Just please don't hold me to an exact time frame, since I still work in a full-time 3D job, and sometimes energetically there's also other stuff going on. I still have some chaos to work through from my home rental project and so on, right? So a bunch of stuff going on at my end. But please do put any topic requests down below. I hardly ever check my emails, so I wouldn't get it there. And even if, let's say, in a few days you realize, oh my gosh, I would love that topic, if you wouldn't mind coming back to this video and putting it below. Now, if I don't have a lot of requests, I may mention it again in a future video to kind of stay open, but I promise you I would love to help you out with 10 requests. And you can put in your comment if there's anything that you would like me to mention or would not like me to mention. So for example, maybe you don't want your name mentioned, or like circumstances, even if you described it below. So then just put it there. But if there's nothing mentioned, I'm going to assume that it should be okay to use your online name, unless it's a really sensitive topic, then I might not anyhow. But just so that, you're aware of it. Okay, so anyhow, thank you so much again. I'm sending all of you so much love and light, so many blessings, which I will do again at the end anyway. But yeah, I just want to express my gratitude. Now, to tonight's topic, this came to me over the past few days in bits and pieces, and there's some aspects that I kind of wanted to incorporate, which is also why it took me a few days, but it would actually be a little bit too much on the table, and some of it also could easily be another topic, so I'll save that part for like the next or the following ceremony, whenever it's the right time, right? Now, basically, the topic for today is money blockages, and that came to me in different parts. So I had some dreams. In one dream, my brother and 2 other people and I were in the same space, and I was doing a lot of the work for them, basically. And all 3 of them were eating chocolate and wouldn't even offer me a piece, not even one piece. And that's when I got really angry, and I yelled at them how selfish they are, that they're self-centered narcissists. And from what I remember, I have my notes aside, but I thought I would remember enough. But I'm quite certain that my brother did feel a little bit bad, but not too much, because he is a major narcissist. And from what I understand, only now karma is starting to hit him, right? So that dream, I had that dream 2 days ago. And right around the same time, I also found those birthday candles that were all crooked. And basically, let me show you. So these 6 are pretty crooked. Hold on, let me get it right into the camera. And this one is almost straight. So like 6 or 7, right? So this would be the 7th. So 2, 4, 6, 6, 2, 7 candles. And immediately when I saw the number, what popped into my head, like it often does when in a claircognizant way, the start of school. So in Germany at my time, like in the late 70s, kids were usually either 6 or 7 years old when they started school. I was 6, but a lot of kids were 7. So that really represents the beginning of school, like grade school. And I actually did, I don't usually do that, but I actually did want to include a picture of myself here in front of the townhouse that I grew up in. And I pulled it out of the photo album. I kind of ripped it out quite. I had to really pull on it. So I hope you can see it okay. What I'm holding there is a huge paper cone filled with treats, which was a very traditional thing for kids starting grade 1 in Germany. And I was very excited. Honestly, I think it's probably the cone that makes it so much more exciting for kids to start school. It's a great motivator. And I was very proud to be a big girl and to, start school and all that. And in combination with the dream that I had, what it did trigger, and I realize now how the trauma and money blocks are connected, and I'll explain that to you, is that my brother was always extremely greedy. So whenever we got candy, and he's like 8.5 years older than me, right? So he was much, much older. He was a teenager when I was still a kid, right? So at that point, 6 and 8, he would have been 14 and a half when I started school, right? So he was much, much older and very tall. 1.96 m would be roughly 6'3", I think. I forgot to double check that, but very tall. So whenever there was Christmas or Easter or something, and we both got candy, and our parents, or my parents, my dad was actually his stepdad, but our mother was the same. So when I say our parents, it's really like my biological dad and his stepdad, right? But they always ensured that we got the same amount of candy and everything. Well, he always finished his very quickly, and then he knew that I was so kind-hearted and generous that I would always share. Like, so he came to me and asked if he could have some of mine, and I always thought, he would take a few. Well, he reached in with his big hand and filled it to the max. Like he had probably an amount like this that he would pull out, right? And each time I fell for it again. So even though I don't have an immediate memory of my first day of school, but I'm fairly certain that he probably did the same there, that he asked me for some of my candy and probably took half of it. That's what usually happened. That was the normal pattern, right? So, and he was basically, even though outside the home he was my protector, at home he was my bully and abuser. So, like, he was tyrannizing me and belittled me, made me feel stupid and so on, right? Like he mocked me, made fun of me, and, would very arrogantly point out that, oh, Susanna, you just don't know anything and so on, right? So I, over the years, basically equated his evil ways, and his greed with like negativity, right? So it is negative, sorry. I equated greed with him and he was evil. Let's put it that way. And I think over the years, especially as an adult and subconsciously, I created such a block. And it's like, especially my mother and brother, who are very narcissistic, taught me wonderfully how I didn't want to be. So I internally rejected everything that had to do with how they were and who they were, basically. So I feel, at least in my case, my money block is related to equating that with evil greed, right? So for each of you, this might be different, but I am certain that everyone who has money blocks where the abundance is not flowing in, there is something where in our subconscious thinking and programming, we reject it on one level or another, right? So I want the ceremony to be for everyone who has money blocks based on childhood trauma. Sorry, that was kind of a long intro to get to the point. Regardless of the exact details, but since for me, this is the root of my money block, or at least one of the big reasons. There might be others too, right? Sometimes we have more than one reason why we reject something, right? Another one could be, let's say if you've never had a lot of money, then when, let's say, you see rich people, you might be like, oh, I don't want to be rich anyway, or something like that, right? So there could be a resistance, because a lot of times, like when something or someone rejects us, then a defense mechanism could be that we are like, well, we didn't want this person or this thing or the situation anyway, and then we reject it as well, right? And that is kind of like a perpetual cycle, right? So I didn't get a chance to pick up a cupcake as planned, so I'm just going to use the Twinkies here instead of cake. But I do want to light these candles to also just represent our childhood, and to, like, I have the crank here to reverse any and all trauma and damage that may be preventing these blockages, that caused the blockages and prevented the abundance, especially the financial abundance, from flowing in, right? And I actually put the zebra calcite in between the candle and the money that I put there. Some of it is real and some of it is like play money or like fake, but just to show abundance, right? I put this in between like a barrier because I had another dream that said that I need to tear down the wall that is blocking the abundance from flowing into my life, right? So these are the different components. I was hoping that I could actually construct a wall and get into all of that. But honestly, it's usually super late at night when I finish work, and then I'm hungry. So I get home, relax a little bit, eat, and then it's insanely late, right? So at this point, this is perfectly fine to represent the wall between, the candle representing us, our light, and the barrier that is blocking the abundance from flowing in, right? So I'll just remove that, and I'm going to light these, and that way, we're going to open up energetically to the abundance that can then flow in. Okay. Sorry for the kind of long and a little bit awkward intro, but let's get to it. Let's smudge, and then I'll call in our spirit guides. Oh, yeah. And another example of how greedy my brother was. Whenever we had dessert, my mom would make sure that she filled it already into the dessert bowls. So there were 4 bowls, and she tried to make them as equal as possible every time. My brother put each one on the scale and picked the heaviest one for himself. So just to give you an idea, right? Just like, I'm not exaggerating about his greed. And I'm not trying to trash talk him in any way. I understand that he had major abandonment issues because his dad left when he was very small and never paid child support. So obviously, like, he felt very hurt, and I understand it, but it's his behavior caused me some damage, right? And that's part of, like, many of us have had toxic family dynamics for various different reasons, and these are the things that we're currently healing, or we're going through the process of healing from that. Okay, anyhow, enough of that. Please cleanse. Oh, now it is. There's enough smoke. Please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies. Take away all dark, heavy, and low vibrational energies. And reconnect us to the pure divinity within us and all around us. And transmute these energies into pure divine love and light. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, dear Creator, higher power, source and soul energy, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, our ancestors that are in the light, dear Mother Earth, powers of all 4 directions, powers of the east, powers of the south, powers of the west, powers of the north, powers of all 4 elements, air, earth, fire, and water, and all other benevolent powers, forces, spirits, and beings of the universe that are of the light, excuse me. Please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, and protection with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. I want to give thanks on behalf of all of us to our entire spirit team, to the divine, for all the help in the healing process, in the ascension process, for all your guidance and protection, and for sending us so many signs to give us more than clues, but to really help us understand things bit by bit as we become more and more ready for them. Thank you for helping us dig deeper and deeper and deeper to peel away the layers of the onions, as so many people in the healing community like to call it, and to get more to the core, right? And to heal that. I ask that you help us move more and more into our heart space, and that we, let me pull that down again, and that we become our own hero and protector in cooperation, in oneness with the divine energies that flow through us and all around us. By lighting these crooked birthday candles that represent the age of children starting grade 1, and that represent changes in childhood, as well as trauma that may have occurred at different times, and the age could be different for you when certain trauma happened. But for many children, it's also when they start disconnecting more from the parents, right? Becoming slowly but surely more independent. So help us heal from any and all trauma that occurred in our childhoods, especially related to any money blockages, any barriers where we're blocking out any and all blessings of abundance, especially financial abundance, from flowing into our lives because we feel unworthy. Or we feel we don't deserve as much as others. Or anything where we're so used to making ourselves small, or we're so used to dimming our own light to not have those dark, unhealed ones around us that have deep insecurities lash out on us. Because we've learned that whenever those dark, unhealed ones have their insecurities triggered, they usually lash out at us. And in anger, with jealousy, might have been passive-aggressive revenge, it might be manipulative games, psycho games, whatever it might have been. But all the trauma that we developed from those reactions, where we learned that we couldn't be ourselves, that we couldn't shine our light, that we couldn't truly believe in our own capabilities, in our full potential. Let all of that be healed through the lighting of these birthday candles. Let the birthday cake, well, represented by the Twinkies, represent the good times, the celebrations that we enjoyed. Let the good times remain a wonderful part of our memories, and let them neutralize any trauma and hardships and trauma and bad times that we have experienced. Let all the, they feel really nice and warm when I put my hand over them. Let all this warmth and light infuse us. Let it heal our hearts. Let it bring back and reignite our own inner strength and power. Let us remove this protective wall that we have built to protect ourselves from all these backlashes and those dark, unhealed narcissists from lashing out at us. And let all the blessings and abundance now freely stream into our lives. Let there be a very harmonic energy flow to allow those energies to freely flow and easily flow into our lives and remain there. Again, this one too symbolizes joyful times for me, because some of the harlequins of the German carnival costumes had those kind of rattles, right? So it's joy and fun, lightheartedness, and let the small white swan feather, I believe that's from a swan. I found it, but I'm fairly certain. The pure white feather, anyhow, to symbolize purity and angelic healing powers. Let us be blessed by the divine healing powers and energies, and let us be healed. I'm just going to put it over the air element here. Let us continue and finish healing from this barrier and this block that we have had towards money, because we equated greed and money-hungry behavior with evil. Therefore, indirectly, money was evil in a sense. And that shall now be reversed. Hold on, let me make sure I get it right. Let all false programming and thought patterns, and with that, false conclusions and feelings that we have within ourselves, either that we created or that was passed down from generation to generation, possibly through hardships that our ancestors went through. Let all of that be reversed and neutralized, and let any and all related trauma based on money, fears and worries about survival, let all of that be reversed. And let us be in harmony with the energies of abundance, including financial abundance. Thank you. To realize that we absolutely deserve abundance and a life of ease in this lifetime. We don't have to wait for other reincarnations. In this lifetime, we deserve to have a life of ease and joy. And for that, money is an important and a very useful tool. So in so many other aspects of life, we have tools to make our lives easier. So why not easily accept money as a means to achieve the life that we want in this lifetime? And we do. And actually, an affirmation came to me earlier, and I would like you to repeat it after me. I am smart, talented, and capable, and I claim it now. My self-confidence overrides all else. And so it is. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. And by all else, You don't have to repeat it after me anymore, right? I'm sure you figured that out. By all else, I mean projections from others. So fear projections or any other kind of projections of, let's say, jealousy, envy, that since they're struggling, they want us to struggle and suffer as well. They don't want us to do better than them, and so on, this kind of stuff. Or again, something passed down through our lineages, any other programming from society that it's hard and you have to work really hard to make money. It can't come easily, and all this false programming from the matrix that we've absorbed, and it's time to let that go. So we now clear, or all of our lineages shall be cleared of all this 3D programming that falsely taught us that there's a lack and limitation of money and financial abundance. There is enough of everything, yet a lack consciousness was created to keep people controlled, to have control over the population, over the masses. But it is available to all once we can free ourselves from these limitations. And everything, all our lineages shall be cleared of this false programming from the matrix, where the dark forces, I'm going to call them, were controlling the rest of us. Shall be cleared away. And look at this. Each and every one of those birthday candles burnt down so that it looks like a loop. Yeah, it's like our life was kind of on a loop. Right, so let's actually clear that. Give me one moment. Oh, actually the knife is a good one. With the help of our ancestors, all loops that kept us stuck and repeating the same cycles over and over shall now and forever be cut, severed, finished, and removed throughout all of time and space, throughout all lifetimes, timelines, parallel and alternate realms, realities, multi and universes, and any and all other aspects that affect us in this lifetime and moving forward. And that shall be applied to us physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, energetically, karmically, and in any and all other aspects. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Ooh, that's a good energy shiver. That's just, or more like an energy wave that's just coming through. Oh yeah, that feels good. All right, let the ceremony now be finished. Please accept our love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings. We thank our spirit team so much. We're so grateful. Please open the circle of protection around us, but keep us strongly safe, shielded, and protected. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay, everyone, and thank you all so much for watching, for being a part of the ceremony, and for being on your own healing and ascension journey. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And I'm also sending you tons of love, light, and blessings. Be well until next time, and I wish you great abundance. Bye.